Welcome, everyone, to this week's Collective Imagination Show. I'm Lisa Harrison, and as always, we have Brian Kelly with us. Well, we do.
Sorry, muted. Dang this dang mute button. Oh, Skype needs to fix that. Actually, it's me that needs to fix my problems with my own mute button. Hello, everyone. Happy to be here, and didn't come up with anything funny to say for my introduction today. So I'm going to pass the mic and the conch over to my good and dear friend, Mr. Bob Wright, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend, Guru Bob. Bob, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine.
Hey, Bob. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Hello, Lisa, Brian, everyone in the chat. Glad to be here, as always.
Welcome to everybody in the chat room and everybody listening and everybody who will listen. It's a very exciting and exhausting time right now, on top of just dealing with the energetics of this time, which is crazy for everyone on a personal level. We've also been working frantically on getting this One People Absent Limits tour happening, Opal, and it is coming together beautifully. It's not like we are, trying to make something happen against the flow. It's about going with the flow with this one. And the flow is rapid. So it's about trying to keep up. And I have to thank everyone out there who's gone to the website, which is the 5dmedianetwork.com, and gone to the form for the Opal Tour and filled in their information to volunteer in some way, shape, or form. Thank you. That's coming together really, really nicely. Did you want to say something, Brian?
Nope. I was just burping under my breath. Thank you for asking that.
Well, thank you for being transparent about that.
You're welcome. Sorry.
Oh, God. It's one of those. I think we're all a bit delirious.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of work. And as I said, it's coming together really nicely. We do have our tour launch established. That'll be happening in LA. So if you weren't listening to the show yesterday, that's where we launched the website. When you go to 5D Media now, you'll see a nice big Opal graphic that was created for us by Jorge Cortez. And all the information you need to know about the tour, about how to participate, how to support it, how to get involved, it's all there. And we've had so many volunteers come forward. It's just beautiful. What was I going to say, though? That wasn't what I was going to say. Oh, LA. All the details about the LA event will be updated as they come in. But we know it's the weekend of the 25th to the 27th of October. How far out of LA exactly is it? An hour and a half?
Well, anybody that knows the Southern California area, it's about probably an hour and a half north of downtown Los Angeles, up over the Grapevine, which is the pass that kind of takes you from the San Fernando Valley to Central California, which I believe is the San Gabriel Valley. And then it's 15 miles east off of the 5 freeway, which is the major freeway that travels all the way through California. And it's south of Bakersfield in a small but quaint town called Tehachapi, California. So, and then the Stallion Springs, I believe, is the name of the complex. And I think it's kind of like a horse ranch place. I think each house in this little complex, obviously a very large complex, has 7 to 11 acres on it or somewhere thereabouts. So perfect for hosting lots of crazy, awesome people from all over the area and beyond without limitation to tiny little, track home type style place to work with. We have a very large space. The awesome owner, Thomas, is using his backhoe to level a part of his property so more RVs can fit on it, and he's going to let us use his kitchen, his executive kitchen, and his bathroom facilities, and his electrical, and his water, and we can spill over into his neighbor's yard, and we can just cause all sorts of awesome funness. So that's kind of what's going on as far as details at the moment.
Beautiful. Thank you. So at one point, actually, before we get going, let's do our beginning of the show. Sorry, I'm still very tired. Beginning of the show intent. So if everybody would just close their eyes for a moment, take a deep breath, let go of all the stresses and tension in your body. Center yourself in this now moment. And feel the perfection of this moment. Right here, right now, everything is perfect. And for the next 2 hours, it's your time to connect, to share, to expand. Thank you. Lovely. Bless. Okay, we actually have somebody with their hand up straight away. I would like to say hi. Area code 901.
Yeah, that would be me.
That would be you.
Yes, this is Martin in Memphis. I've emailed a few times. I've called in a couple of times in the past.
Yeah, hi Martin.
Hey, Martin.
Hello. Hey. Yeah, Brian, I've emailed you a couple of times with questions.
I hope I got back to at least a few.
Yeah, you did amazingly quickly with all the zillions of emails I'm sure you get.
Woo!
I'm 63 years old, and I've been, I think, in the process of waking up for at least 60 of those years. I think it's when I was in the 4th grade. I remember sitting in the classroom. Mrs. Ray was pointing out things on a map of the world in the front of the room, and I was thinking, look at how all those continents are shaped in such a way that they would fit together if you pushed them towards each other. Isn't that interesting? I wonder when and how that came to pass. So I raised my hand and said something about it, and everybody started laughing. They said, well, what a crazy idea. You know, I was perhaps maybe a little bit of a cut-up at school, but, you know, everybody goes, guy, he's at it again. You know, what a crazy idea. And the teacher just smiles smugly and he says, well, you know how teachers are when they're sort of laughing at you. And I'm thinking, well, God, I mean, it's obvious. What's wrong with you people? And kind of, it's like my whole life has been that way. These incredibly absurd things happen that you hear on the news, you see on the TV. You see the Constitution being used to twist things and pervert the intentions that were behind it when it was created, and you just kind of go through life saying, pardon my language, you're saying the world is really fucked up. How did it get so fucked up, and can it be unfucked? And
it can by people like you who are out there to be unfuckers, as the song goes.
Well, hopefully. But then things happen that provide answers. You know, the old Hindu saying that when the student is ready, God will provide a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when I was in my 40s, I became real conflicted and wondering what's going on with God, you know, and me and God and the world, and where do they fit together? And pretty quickly I came across SRF. I think Brian mentioned SRF a couple of times. I'm sure you West Coasters are familiar with Yogananda and all that. So I started studying Hindu religion, and it just kind of, all of that fell into place for me. I said, okay, well this all now makes sense. cosmic law of cause and effect, all the rest of it, suddenly God, religion, all the rest of it makes sense. Well, when last Christmas, when the OPPT thing came along, it was the same sort of feeling. It was the same kind of revelation where all the pieces fell into place. I said, well, see, it didn't just seem fucked up. It has been fucked up. And all of my insinuations and, I mean, I used to be riding in the car with my wife or something, and I'd say, you know, if somebody were purposely trying to fuck up the world, this is probably how they go about doing it.
This is what it would look like. This is what it looks like. Exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, my kids go to the best private school, or they did, here in our town, and couldn't tell you where France is. You know, and then I read the book about the dumbing down of America and see that, well, that's not an accident. So, I guess as all these pieces fall into place, and all this begins to make sense now, our position on Earth and our position with God and our position with, you know, the opposition, all begins to make more sense, and the pieces fall into place. It's like we're at the end of it feels like we're at the end of a real war here, but there's a lot of us out here still swinging our swords with our backs to a cliff, and it almost feels like we're having the victory party before the game's over. I just hope we don't take our eye off the ball here and you know, let this thing get away from us, because I think bad guys might be somewhat on the run.
Michael, it's Michael, right?
No, it's Martin.
Martin. I knew there was M. Martin. Yeah, Martin, you sent me quite a few emails, man, and I really appreciate your energy and everything that you just shared in your emails. You know, because I might not respond to every email, but I try to at the very least read all of them. I remember Bob making a comment about that on a previous show, and same. But Martin, Bob and I did a radio show yesterday, dissolving the illusion of money and control. And anybody that hasn't heard it, I go back and listen to it. It was a really powerful discussion. And one of the things that we talked about is the power of perception. And you know, you talk about, you know, feeling like your back is up against a wall and you're still got your sword and you're swinging. But you bring up Yogananda. And, you know, you read books like Autobiography of a Yogi, and you hear all these tales of these saints and sages who have mastered cosmic consciousness and who have this absolute state of inner peace and bliss that they're in all the time, no matter what is going on around them, looking at life like it's a movie, like it's a drama, not to be too sucked into, not to get too caught up in, but to just be a witness to everything and observe everything from a state of inner peace. And these guys like Yogananda and these great masters and saints and sages, they came to this plane to show us that we don't have to follow them, but they can be an example of what we can also be. And if you try to get a glimpse into the hearts and the minds of these folks, of these great beings, which we all are, we're just now remembering that we all are. I can guarantee you they didn't get caught up in the drama of what government is doing, you know, what the Illuminati was doing, or what the Freemasons were doing. They just held that space of peace and love no matter what, and it was unwavering no matter what came into their field of view, their field of vision. It wasn't that it didn't exist. It was just outside of their perception of the way that they perceived and the way that they looked at their own personal reality, and it created the experience, and it created their reality, and it didn't matter what happened. And so, you know, I look at those I read stories like that as what a great example, because right now, depending on the angle that you look at this world, you could perceive it to be as a land of great chaos and disorder, or you could perceive it to be a world of great opportunity that comes from the various challenges that we've experienced, that we have the ability to overcome, that we ultimately can come out on top when we all can shift our perspective and start living in that space and sharing others how to do it. And that's a choice that I've now made. And I don't feel like anymore, because I felt like my back was up against the wall and I was swinging my sword for a long time. I don't feel that way anymore. All it took for me personally was a shift in perspective. Does that make sense?
Good answer.
You know, so
yeah, it does make sense. It does. And
this is where I feel like Alex Jones and to a certain extent David Icke have played a brilliant role in waking people up to that kind of information, to that side of the shadow side of what's been going on and where we've been. However, Alex is a perfect example for me of someone who's been stuck there, and I think that's, you know, he provides a space for a lot of other people to get stuck there, whereas it should just be a stepping stone, I think, because once you know about it, you can go through your stages of grief and get angry, but then you need to get past that, past the anger, and not feeding that anymore. All of this exists because we feed it, whether we feed it consciously or unconsciously. And you made a comment that you think they're on the way out, they're retreating, and I agree with you completely. And I think the reason for that is, to a greater extent, is because we are no longer in the numbers that we were giving them any energy. Whether it's because we've made that conscious decision to focus on the new and what we are creating and not put any energy and attention on what was, or whether it was an unconscious decision just because it doesn't feel good anymore. I don't think you need to feel like you've got to back your back against the wall with your sword in your hand anymore. For me, and I did that too. I went for years in the fight. I was taking on the system, and all it did was give me more and more and more and more opportunities to do so. When I moved past that and turned that sword into, I don't know, love bubbles, it changed. It changed for me in my personal reality. So if it can change for me in my reality, it can change for anybody who does the same thing. And if enough people don't have that stuff in their reality, who does it exist for? Only those who are giving it the energy and the focus and the attention.
Right. Well,
it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Life is Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
In that film, it's a film about a man and his young son who were both taken to a concentration camp during World War II. And the father had convinced the son that this was all part of an elaborate game, and that they were in some contest, and at the end that they were going to win a tank. And the kid goes through the entire war playing this game, and at the end he didn't even realize that he'd just gone through the Holocaust, because his perception of it was a game, and his father allowed that, created that space for him. It's a beautiful movie if you've never seen it.
What's it called, Bob?
Life is Beautiful, I think.
I'm going to watch that tonight. Nice.
Roberto Benigni actually won the only Best Actor Oscar that went to a non-English speaking actor in a non-English speaking film for that role. It's a beautiful, beautiful film on a lot of levels. It's also incredibly sad, but what Bob's talking about is a perfect example of perception.
Yeah.
Well, what one of my main concerns, other than the ones I just spoke of, I just kind of gave a little history of my consciousness juxtaposed against the outer goings on of the world. Or I've got a wife, 3 kids now. They're grown kids. They're all in their early 20s, just getting out of college. that I feel responsible for, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And if it were just me, I'd be firing out courtesy notices and everything else all over the place, and swinging the sword. Out there swinging the sword some more. But in the place we are now, and like so many people, we're in dire straits, and I feel like what we need are tools. We've been waiting for are there going to be these documents that Heather was working on, or do things keep changing so fast that the documents become obsolete before they're ever even released? Or has something changed fundamentally that the whole document and interplay with the banking system is not going to be the way to go, or what? But
I think we do have all the
information. I think so many people are like me. I think they tune into these shows for information. What can we do? What's the latest strategy?
Well, that's what the One People show is designed to do. The show that we do on a Monday night in the US is to give you any updates or any information on what people are doing. This show is more focused on our internal tools, and they're the ones that, for me personally, I want to pay energy into, because they're the ones that I think will get us across the line. It's whatever.
I think you're right.
External tools that people come up with, no matter what documents and paperwork and process, they're a great way to gain confidence. Using those things are a great way to gain confidence in your own knowledge of who you are. When you can express that, when you can verbalize, when you can put it on paper, they're practice for us, really, for the internal, practice for using the internal tools. And reinforcement for reminding ourselves of who we really are. I think it's the internal tools that are going to do this job, not the external tools. And
I don't think there's any question.
Okay. The more we each individually pay energy into that, into ourselves and into our internal tools, the quicker we get this done. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. When I say we, I mean the group that are going on this tour.
I must confess that my first reaction to the whole tour thing was, I'm a child of the '60s. I lived through macrame and tie dye, and let's get on the bus, and I lived that, and it was
maybe
great.
You could join up with us and teach us a thing or two.
Yeah, I could probably. But my first reaction was, gosh, we don't need to party. We need to swing the sword a little, a few more times. But I understand what you're saying. It is an internal battle. Ultimately, my study of Hinduism kind of led me into quantum physics, and that pretty much the whole story is internal there. I mean, that kind of, you realize that it's the same concept of when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Can I just comment on what you said then, though? You don't think we need to party, think we need to keep swinging the sword?
Well,
to me, they're doing the same. They're one and the same thing. By us partying, we are swinging our own sword of love. There you go. That's what we're doing. And we know from personal experience, those of us who are in Morocco, those who were in North Carolina, those who went to Montana, those who have managed to find themselves in a situation where they've gotten together physically with others who are on the same page, that something happens within you. You are awoke. You get switched on in a way that you can never go back from. You are forever changed.
I could probably use some of that. But
that's why we're doing what we're doing, is so that we can create a space for people to come together and have that experience, and then move out and give that experience to others, and allow it to just be this energetic tsunami that reverberates right around the planet, hopefully.
Well, I sense that the energy behind the whole thing. I've always been, for better or worse, pretty much a lone wolf, and I kind of feel like I am in this too. I really don't know anybody who is awakened to all of this, and frankly, most of the people I know, if I were to say, by the way, did you know that the United States is not really a sovereign nation, it's a corporation, and that you are actually a corporation owned by that corporation, and that and et cetera, et cetera. They'll say, you're out of your mind.
Now, Martin, here's a question for you. Can you see the power in what would happen if everybody you talk to was aware of the truth of what's going on in this country and the world and beyond? This tour isn't about putting a bunch of hippies on a bus to do acid and talk about peace and love and no war. This tour is maybe there will be a little bit of that. I mean, who am I to judge? But really, what this tour is about is connecting people and creating relationships and creating bridges between groups and individuals, and spreading truth and spreading awareness and spreading information, and approaching things from a different perspective, and sharing new ways of living and new technologies that can change the world, and making sure the message gets out, and creating community and unity beyond our neighborhood, beyond our individual communities, out beyond borders. It's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than a hippie party.
Let me ask you, the analogy has been made before about Woodstock. Did Woodstock change the world?
Absolutely. I was conceived.
Did a lot of dope get smoked and a lot of acid get dropped at Woodstock? Yep.
It did. It changed the world. It showed the world something that was alive in the youth of that day, and the power behind it. When they all came together, people are still talking about Woodstock. It had all it was a huge party.
Yep.
It's also an example of how many people can come together without violence. It's the only place and time, apparently, where that many people have come together and there hasn't been an incident of violence.
Yep.
And when people have an argument about, as soon as you get more than 20 people together, someone's going to have a Barney, as we would say. No, we have that as an example.
Well, I've got one more comment to make. I know I've taken up a lot of your time, and you've got more callers, I'm sure.
You've brought some great stuff to the table, so thank you.
I called AT&T about my cell phone bill. There was kind of like that one about the same size, though, $260, $70, something like that, like that guy that got his waived. And you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And
the A4V form that I posted on my blog. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, when I got done with my question, and actually I was just calling to pay my bill online, on the phone, which I did. And I said, by the way, have you ever heard of, I heard somebody tell a story that they had just sent a letter along back in with their bill saying, please charge this to my, I don't know what you would call it, collateral treasury account or what.
In the document, it was called a treasury account, yeah.
Yeah, and she said, well, no, I never heard of such a thing. Let me pass you on to customer service, and maybe they know something about it. So she passed me, and I said that to her supervisor, and he goes, I have heard that. Somebody was asking me about this same stuff a few weeks ago, and the next thing you know, I'm hip deep in this in the rabbit hole with this guy. He's a He said, listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist. He said, I've been trying to figure out what the hell is going on here for several years. And my girlfriend and me both, we just, we spend all our time on the internet trying to figure this out. So I said, look, just let me give you a website. It's the mother of all rabbit holes. And so get ready. So I did. I gave him the IUV website and told him to go for it, and gave him my cell number so he could text me with questions. But pretty interesting. The AT&T guy was all over it.
That's brilliant.
You know why? Because everybody inherently, either consciously or subconsciously, wants truth. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, that's it. And anybody with half a brain, and even if they don't realize it, they're subliminally picking up on how fucked up things are. I mean, there's so much of it all around you all the time. You can't miss it, and they know that it's not right. They may have learned to live with it, like all the rest of us, but they still know it's not right. And so, if they hear even just a little bit of truth, if they're walking along and there's just the tiniest piece of truth laying in the road in front of them, it shines like the sun laying out there. And so, yeah. I think you're exactly right.
Einstein said, Martin, the world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Right. I personally look at that as a statement of saying, there's nothing to fight. I fight nothing or no one. I just create, and I step outside of the boundaries of where people tell me that I need to walk, and I walk my own path without fear or worry of ridicule or backlash or some kind of repercussion coming my way. And I don't make it any more difficult or hard than that. And I make it simple. And what happens when we all do that in large numbers, and people understand what's going on, and we all decide collectively that we want to create something new? There's nothing that any perceived government or governance can do to stop us, because we, the people, have always had the power to do what we want. We've just been led to believe otherwise. Sorry, that's not the case.
We created them to begin with.
That's an illusion. Yeah, absolutely. So we can do whatever we want.
And Martin, that little conversation that you had with your the AT&T guy, that probably did more than all the hours that you might spend in court fighting, and because the ones who are in court, by and large, they know it's a scam. Okay? But when you start waking up people like that, and you start engaging in conversations, even with the woman that I had the conversation with the bank at, it's going to cause them to question. It's going to cause them to question their superiors. And it's going to bring about a discussion in the office that hasn't been brought about, in forever. Because for the period of time that we've been in this system, the majority of the world has been ignorant of it. The light is on so brightly now that these conversations are happening. I listen. I hear people talking about it on the bus. I hear, it's not everyone, but you're definitely hearing these conversations take place where you never heard them before.
Well, that would be mess.
That changes everything. People can, who are still embroiled with a lot of the interactions that we have to deal with. There's certain things we still have to deal with because everything is not where it should be yet. However, to say that nothing's happened, that there's no shift, when a cop pulls someone over, do you understand they are taking special training to deal with who they consider sovereigns? And I understand they lump everyone into one category, but they're being forced to reevaluate their approaches and being forced out now into the open in a way that they never were before, being forced to admit certain things. You know, when you're understanding how the system works and you ask those questions, either they're going to be silent because they know the answer and they know you know the answer, right? Or you're going to cause them to question, well, I never thought about that. And that's going to cause them to dig. And each conversation you have, you're not just having a conversation with that person. You're having a conversation with that person and their 5 best friends and their 5 best friends and so on. So I would say hang in there. Work on changing, because if you're experiencing an external conflict, it's only because there's an internal one.
Well, yeah, no question.
And you know, we all have that. We all go through that. All of us, no exceptions.
Well, I will continue to practice my Kriya and keep my sword in sight.
Thank you so much, Martin. That was an amazing conversation.
You'll find it when you do it right. When you do it right, Martin, you don't even need to carry it. They'll trip and fall on their own.
Yep. Good point, man.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in, Martin. And for everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin.
Well, you all have a great night.
You too.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Actually, Martin expressed something that I've heard before. Somebody tuned in to listen to our, what was it called? The F-Bomb Show.
Oh, the Giggle Show?
Yeah. And they didn't hear the beginning of it, so they didn't hear the intro on why we were doing what we were doing. And they heard us all laughing and having fun and just went, oh, I guess this show isn't about, you know, making a difference and changing the world anymore and blah, 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 and jumped off. And at the time I thought, why is love and laughter not seen as a powerful tool anymore? To me, it's one of the most powerful. It changes the energies around any situation immediately, diffuses that negative, aggressive, disruptive energy when you throw a bit of love and laughter in there. You know, it's a powerful weapon, if you want to look at it that way. If you all use that word, weapon.
It's a powerful force.
Yeah, force. Better word.
The force is strong with you.
I say check in your sword and exchange it in for a few love grenades, and you'll be good to go. That's what I say.
Yeah, I mean, what's happening now, that Bob touched on, is the ripple effect of every single conversation that's being had. I feel like we can only sort of sense the tip of the iceberg of the effect of this. Every time somebody talks to somebody in a bank or who currently works for a corporation, I mean, to ring up a corporation like Martin just did and get a conspiracy theorist, you know, someone who openly admits to being a conspiracy theorist on the other end, I think is brilliant. And I wonder how comfortable they would have been doing that with a customer 6 months ago.
Lisa, according to a new study, and of course we found that anything that you say, if you say according to a new study, anything follows, people will believe it. So, according to a new study, conspiracy theorists are the only sane ones on the planet.
Yes. And the less aggressive. I think was part of that as
well. Yeah. It turned out the ones that were that bought into the reported accounts of events like JFK assassination and 9/11 were very aggressive and very angry. They got to be really angry too because they put so much energy into trying to back up the reported accounts because they perceive mainstream media and what's reported there as absolute truth.
I just listened to a story. This average, everyday guy, right? He didn't want to pay for his television license. Now, in Europe, you have a television. We had to pay it when we were in Germany. You know, you pay for the television license, and they don't give you commercials in most of their shows, but you pay for this every year or every so many months. And the guy wouldn't pay for his television license because he said he would not fund terrorists, and then pointed to the BBC's coverage of the 9/11 attacks and how they had reported Building 7 had collapsed 20 minutes before it did. And won.
And he won. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. They showed the reporter, and they were reporting it as collapsing, but behind them, the building was still standing there.
But his claim was that the BBC were conspirators in this terrorist act. They had to have had foreknowledge of it.
Right.
And the judge agreed with him.
Yep. Now, think about it. Now, that's just an average guy who didn't want to pay his TV license. And the more people who are challenging, you know, it becomes a snowball effect. And the snowball is already rolling. It's halfway down the mountain, more than halfway.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Bob.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up.
Okay.
To get yourself comfortable to lead us in a meditation.
Okay.
So, and I was wondering, has Lydia called in? Lydia, if you've called in to listen.
I'll check for her on the board.
She's got Skype now.
I know.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
She's got Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
just
grab her.
We can just grab her.
Yank her over here. Just be gentle.
Yes, be gentle with that, Lydia.
Is she going to talk about? She's going to talk about what she shared with us earlier.
That would be lovely if she did, because I haven't heard it yet.
Oh,
I haven't heard all of it.
That's right. Yeah.
Maybe we should have told her that we were going to bring her on the call before we just snatched her.
Surprise!
Surprise! You're on the air.
Lydia?
Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
Wow.
We're actually on air. We're on the radio.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
I like how she prepared herself. Hi, Lydia.
Hello.
Now, because I haven't heard it, we'd love you to give that update as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just visiting with the crew earlier in the day and letting them kind of laying out some beautiful possibilities for when the tour rolls into Texas, and visiting with a beautiful human being by the name of Marshall, an Indigenous elder that I've had acquaintance with. We got caught up this morning together. We hadn't talked in a little while, and we're putting our heads together. I filled him in on this beautiful group of beings. I refer to him, all of us, you guys, as the Opal Tour group, and filled him in on all of the background that I felt was relevant to the conversation. And I had called Bob early this morning, too, to let him know about this. And there are some beautiful places here in Texas, in the vicinity where I live, which is Central Texas. The community is called Marble Falls. And I've been opening sacred space and allowance for pulling in what might be beneficial and beautiful to put before the crew to see if it's something that everybody resonates with. So through the course of the conversation with Marshall, he suggested I go ahead and call grandmother Mary Thunder, who is one of the 13 Indigenous grandmothers, the international group. And she has some property not that far from where I live. It's called Thunder Ranch. And Marshall and I were feeling that that might be a very beautiful location for the tour beings, whomever might be, that make their way to Texas to be there and to be in ceremony on very sacred, beautiful land with this beautiful being. And also we discussed Enchanted Rock, which is a beautiful, again, sacred ground, the second largest batholith in the world, next to Uluru, which is in Australia, of course. Everybody knows, the first. And I thought how beautiful, since our beautiful sisters and whomever else is coming from Australia, from down under, to make that energetic connection to Uluru's sister batholith over here. So, and then in the course of the conversation, because I had many things to tell Marshall, he so wisely reminded me about, well, he was just, first of all, to let you guys know, he was just elated hearing this news. And I had told the group, and I had told Bob, whenever we've gone to work with the Indigenous as of late, the last few years, because many of them have still been downtrodden and felt oppressed because of living conditions and what have you. So sometimes a victim-type mentality lingers on, and not because they intentionally want to hold on to it, but it's just, a matter of affairs and living under the conditions sometimes that they have to live in. So we've always gone in with an open heart and a lot of love energy, so to speak, to allow the Indigenous to know that we're doing this together. We're moving on together, and the time is now. We create this now. And Marshall, of course, he agreed with that. He said it's powerful, it's huge, and it's time. So we talked about possibly some auspicious dates, and we came up with, for instance, when the tour is going to be in Sedona on the third day of the conference, that's actually going to be total eclipse of the sun and also new moon on that day. And Marshall was telling me, wow, the energetics on that alone are off the charts. And he said, so within reason, wherever possible, he said, if we can be in ceremony together on or around the moon phase as such, it would be magnificent. He said, bringing these groups together. And I believe the next full moon we determined was like on the 17th of November. So we were going to just see if possibly that fell into place. Either way, it's going to be magnificent. But being who he is, he was getting energetic hits around that when we were speaking together. And then he called me back. We had a lot more of a conversation, but to keep it concise, he called me back while I was on the phone with Bob and told me that when he got off the phone with me, he thought, oh, my goodness. He says, I need to talk to you again. So he called and he said, Lydia, he says, with your permission, he said, I would like to reach out to put the word out, because Marshall travels the world with his beautiful work. So he knows many, many beings as they know him. And he said to invite different of our brothers and sisters of the Indigenous, different tribal members, to come and to be with us, from the Sioux, the Lakota, the Cherokee, the Hopi. And I told him that would be amazing, Marshall. That would be so beautiful. And he in turn asked if I knew of any of our Indigenous beings, our brothers were coming from down under. I told him I didn't know, but that I would find out, and that of course anything is possible at this point.
While you've been speaking, though, an idea has come to me that I've done a fair bit of work with Stephen Strong here in Australia, who is working very closely with the Indigenous here.
Mm-hmm.
And I can certainly speak to Stephen about, because I have a feeling that the Indigenous here have something to give me to pass on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what came. So I'm going to do that.
That would be beautiful. Be beautiful. And then, and just the connection, I'm hoping to make connection with Grandmother Mary, hopefully over the next few days. I'm not sure if she's in the country or not, but I'll find out. And these things should start to gel up, for a beautiful connection of beings together. And I just can't help with an open heart, but know all of us coming together with these beautiful beings, how much it will mean. It's just huge. It's beyond words. So I'm very excited for what might be opening up for us on that front. And I'm looking forward to keeping everybody abreast of that as I get information in. It's just some beautiful locations here in Texas, Central Texas, where I'm at. And I'm scouting for areas that would be acceptance of, if we end up with a large group where everybody can be in commune and live together without a whole lot of expense. One of the reasons why Marshall and I were thinking about Thunder Ranch. When we go to Enchanted Rock, that area has campsites, but it really wouldn't suffice because they have no place for RVs. So it would be more like a beautiful day excursion for us to be there together. And I could rent the pavilion.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I know, right?
These are just extraordinary. There's another place that's Jacob's Well. I mean, there's just some extraordinary places here. I guess it would, when we get closer on it, we see how many days we'll be together here in Texas, and then we'll call the most beautiful of it and just make it an extraordinary energetic boost for Gaia here and for all of us together. So there's some beautiful prospects.
Well, that, if judging by that time frame, that would give us 2 weeks to get from Sedona to Texas.
That's what I looked at, because the conference is the last day of the conference is the 3rd, and the full moon hits on the 17th. So, roughly that's about 13 days. Bob and I were discussing it this morning, and what did we say, Bob? So far there's some stops that you guys would love to make in New Mexico as well, and which I was telling Bob this morning, that's where Robert and I were born and raised. And there are some, again, oh my goodness, there are some fascinating places to be at in New Mexico. That's called the Land of Enchantment, and wow, the energy there is just incredible. And so it just depends, you guys. I can already tell it's going to be so exciting, because you're going to roll into some beautiful places and you're not going to want to leave. And then it's going to be time to move to the next beautiful place, and you'll be, we're so happy we're here, and then it'll happen again. You're not going to want to leave. This is what happens when you have these, magnificent gatherings when you're together like this.
Yeah, nobody wanted to leave the desert in Morocco either.
Exactly. It's like tearing your heart out, and it's like, wow, can I even do this? And yet here we are, I was telling the group earlier, I can't even stand myself. I'm obnoxious. I'm so happy right now.
Yeah, I so can't imagine that.
No, I'm just crazy happy, and sometimes that might be annoying to other people. I'm not quite sure, but I just, from the depth of my heart, I'm so happy for everybody that we're having this glorious opportunity right now. I'm just so excited. It's incredible. Wow. It's incredible.
I've heard this now twice, and it was just as exciting to hear the second time around as it was the first.
Okay, I have to get in touch with Stephen. I have a feeling there's something there. Okay.
Beautiful. Oh my God, all amazing.
And all the people, there's so many people who heard about this tour and went, yeah, I'm happy to support, but I won't be joining you. And now feeling and planning to join because in somewhere along the road. Because they're feeling the pull and things like this keep coming up.
Yeah.
Just extraordinary.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
oh, my whole body's buzzing.
I just know my inner knowing, my inner honing in is knowing that opportunities like this that are presenting now are extraordinary, and to be taken completely into our realm of possibility to do this, no matter what, and it'll avail, itself to you because it truly is. I mean, we all have day-to-day things. I'm one that has many things that are, I call the day-to-day stuff. But I know truly there are very, very few things that are more important than what's coming into fruition with this right now, because this encompasses everything without exception. What we're doing here encompasses everything. And I know some individuals might not quite understand that yet, but it's the truth. It is the truth. This literally takes care of everything, and in the process, we're living to our heart's content. And like Brian said, when you begin to live that way, or you, Lisa, Bob, everybody, all of us have been saying this, there is no turning back. There's no going back. It's the way we're intended to be in this moment, in this now moment. This is it.
And if we could, would we even want to?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, this is it. This is truly extraordinary times. Extraordinary. And I just have set my intention, everything from my heart space, really huge for all of us. I've set sacred space and opened that up for all of us, without exception, therein that we all fall into whatever aspect of this we possibly can. And I don't know. I could just ramble on, but I better not. It's glorious.
That's all right. We could all just sit back and listen to you do that.
It's glorious. It's just crazy great. Yes. Yeah. And wow. You know what? Oddly enough, today, it was Bob helped coaching me through to do Skype today. And so I had to go down to my Verizon store to have them help with this, to take care of some stuff on the Apple. And I was able to talk to them about it there because they were wondering why I was so excited in such a hurry to get this done. So I thought, well, I'll just tell them. And they were incredibly happy to hear about this. They were like, wow. It's so refreshing. This was their words, so refreshing to hear such excitement and knowing that there are beautiful things on the horizon here for us. It's so refreshing. It's so encouraging. It's so beautiful. And I told them, isn't it, though? I said, it's amazing, and it's here for us. It's arrived. We just need to open our heart to it. And two of the young gentlemen, gave me their personal email addresses so that I could forward information to them on the Opal tour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's just beautiful young men that were just, so happy to hear about it. So every opportunity I get, I share, because it's just such a beautiful thing. People need it. People are calling for it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lydia.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, I'm a bit taken back.
So let's go ahead and we'll add Texas onto the list oh my gosh, the whole idea of meeting up with Indigenous cultures and all of the natives there and breaking bread and hanging out. Oh man, that just sounds like a piece of heaven as far as I'm concerned.
Well, they've been waiting for this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for this to happen.
Yeah. It's true. And Brian, by the way, Marshall also told me that when he called back that second time, he said that he also has a group of people that he wants to be in touch with in Southern California as well, because I had told him that that's where the tour was going to kick off. Between Los Angeles, I forget. I quoted it to him off of the site, and I forwarded, of course, the site to him. So he wanted that because he's right away his mind was firing about letting people know, who might want to, come connect up. And like I said, he's got a huge following, huge family that love him to death, and so I feel, it's really beautiful. The possibilities are really beautiful if we'll just avail ourselves to it.
Yes. Well, yeah. Keep following up on him with that, and then whoever we need to connect with down here, I'm sure that the connections will be made.
Yeah.
And it'll all come together as it's supposed to. So very cool. Oh my gosh, amazing. Lydia, awesome stuff. Oh, everybody loves you. Nanako said in the chat room, she said, give that woman a huge hug. So, little virtual hug here until I see you face to face, or as Randy would say, eyeball to eyeball, and give you a big hug in the flesh.
One of the sayings that the Indigenous have here is when they refer to the dream time, they refer to it as blackfella dream time.
Oh.
And that we're moving into the next dream time, which is blackfella, whitefella dream time, or blackfella, whitefella dreaming. And they know that it's the two coming together finally and sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And only together will we move into this new era.
Yeah.
Let's talk about microcosm, macrocosm. Because what we're doing here in the microcosm is also happening in the macrocosm. So that translates, we're going out and we're reconnecting with our family. That is also happening on a galactic level, on an angelic level, universal level. Everything that's going on here is going on also there. So if the light forces are moving here, they're also moving elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I think there and here are becoming obsolete words.
Yeah.
I am completely under confidence that there'll be more than just our earthly family joining us on this tour.
Bob, those were my words to Robert this morning. I said I would be so surprised if something like that didn't occur. Yeah.
You're not the only one, apparently. There's a few people in the chat room who feel the same thing.
Yeah.
Lydia, stay with us. We've got a few people with their hand up, but we'd love you to stick around if you can.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
We've got area code 830.
Oh, you know what? That's me.
Is that you too? Okay. I will mute that one.
There we go.
We have area code 707.
Sonoma County.
Hello.
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 Oh, Taliesin.
Hey, Taliesin.
Hey, Taliesin.
Hey, family. How are you?
We're good.
Good to be reconnecting with you folks. I've tried a few times, but it wasn't appropriate to get through, so I'm through today. And I just want to send my love to all of you. I'm so excited about the Opal Tour. It's fabulous. It's all coming into the, that 3D manifestation. It's pretty amazing. So I wanted to say, I think it was last week's show, I wanted to call in and tell you that the comparison to Woodstock and the gathering, I was at Woodstock. I was 15 years old.
Oh, wow. That must have been an
yeah.
eye-opener for a 15-year-old.
It was pretty amazing. Changed my life, as you can imagine. When I went back to, where I was growing up with my parents and so on and so forth, it was never the same. The, cat was out of the box and there was no putting him back. And so I really see the comparison in your tour that you put together. It's pretty exciting. I don't know how it's going to work out with the timing, and for me to actually meet up with it, I'm trying to manifest that, putting it into the works, see how it works. I've traveled a lot, and I'm not real crazy about fossil fuel travel these days. I was hoping that Scotty might get the transporter room up and running by now.
So were we.
But it hasn't happened yet. But I don't. It's like I live off the grid. I think I told you folks this. I live off the grid, and I don't even go into town about every 2 weeks, roughly, just to get the things that are absolute bare necessities. We grow a lot of our own food here on the land, and so it's burning fossil fuel is a minimal thing in my life. I try not to do it if I can find a way around it. So all of these new alternative energy devices that are coming online are really, really exciting for me and a lot of other people too. I am really enjoying the calls. I know you guys are just as excited as could be about this trip coming up. I can feel the energy building, and how wonderful. So congratulations.
Well, Taliesin, first of all, we appreciate that. And secondly, whether you can be with us in density or not, your energy will be there, as will everyone's. There's people that listen to these calls from, all sorts of other countries that may or may not be able to get out here. And this is a collective energetic effort. And, when I wrote about my journey into the Sahara, when I put that blog out, and I talked about us being out in the sand dunes and literally feeling everybody's presence. I can't tell you how many emails and comments that I got of people that, couldn't contain themselves from crying their eyes out because they felt like they were there too. And reading that we felt it also was so beautiful for them to hear. So it's going to be the same. What we're doing with this is a representation of the whole, of the one, and embodying that in every way we absolutely can. So we'd love to see you, but you're going to be just as much a part of it as everybody else, and I know you know that.
Yes, I do. Thanks, Brian. I really know that. And one of the biggest realizations in my life is that home is within. We all have a cathedral. And when we know that, no matter where we're at home. And you know about energy and how we can send energy, distance, healing, and we can also do remote viewing and be wherever we want to be. And I realize that, I know that, and you're right. I'll be there with you folks. And we'll see if it actually manifests in 3D or not. But I know that you're planning some trips down the road, maybe after this one. I'm sure things are going to evolve and change, as everything is daily right now. So fast, it's it takes your breath away when you realize how fast things are going. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm so excited to see the big changes that are happening, and I can't agree with you more about, violence is nonviolence is the greatest weapon. It's just like people don't know how to react when they want to provoke you, and you're not provoked. You don't buy into the drama, the trauma, and you smile at them when they're wincing at you. It just shifts it. It just shifts it. And you're right. Put the sword away and send out love. You're still right. So I'll let you guys go. It's fun to get online and talk with you folks, and I want to give other people a chance to get on too. So I will be hoping to, catch up with you guys when the tour happens. But we'll see what happens. Love to you all.
Well, Tellson, I'm gonna send Scotty a personal text message and email right now that he needs to come and pick you up. So I'll let you know. He is busy this time of year, but I'll let you know what he says.
Brian, since I was a little kid, I used to gaze up into the sky, and I would ask, why did you leave me here? When are you coming back to get me? It's the truth. It's absolutely the truth. And I still today look up at the sky and go, okay, there's a ship that's coming to get me one of these days. Where is it? So, yeah, I totally get that. It's going to happen. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
There's so many people who feel that way that they just got left here by mistake. Speaking of that, actually, Bob, I watched that film you recommended, Alien...
Alien Visitor?
Alien Visitor. It's actually known by 3 different names, that film, including Epsilon. It's an Australian film. I watched it last night.
What did you think?
Loved it. That filmmaker, he does have a particular flavour. They're very sort of meditative, slow films. His name escapes me, but he does a lot of his films do involve the Indigenous culture here or themes, and it was a beautiful, beautiful film. I loved it.
I thought it was awesome.
Mm.
And you get a real good demonstration of 5D tech.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Tellison.
Thanks, Tellison.
Oh.
Much love, man.
Can you guys see that train?
Yeah, can you mute that thing, please? Seriously, you got to get that under control here, Lisa.
I do, don't I?
Yeah.
Now, just a little quick update. I've just heard from Laura Eisenhower, who I shared the tour with yesterday, and because she's going to be in Sedona when we are at the Ascension Rising event, and I've done, I think, only one interview with Laura in the past, but she's agreed to an interview while we're there, and happy to share the information about the tour. She's quite excited about it, thinks it's fabulous. Sounds great, she said. So we have one interview on the road lined up.
Awesome.
Okay.
No, we have Jake Ducey in Southern California also.
Oh,
you promised
Jake.
him that the other day. You might have forgotten about that. That's okay.
Oh.
I remembered.
Hi, Jake. Brian will hold me to it, don't worry.
I certainly will.
Okay, we've got area code 425.
Oh my gosh, it's you guys again. Oh my gosh, it's me. I'm here. Oh, this is exciting. It's Barbara in Bellevue.
Hi, Barbara.
Hey, Barb.
I'm coming to California. I'm gonna do it.
Yay.
I want to do for the start off trip. I can't wait. And Brian, are you gonna wear your tights?
I'm gonna wear my tights, my armor, and my free hug shirt. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be really weird, but really cool.
Oh, neat. I'm so looking forward to this. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to manifest this trip, and I have a tent, so it'll work out, right? It'll work out.
Awesome. Absolutely. Now, that's the attitude you want to have right there, folks.
Yeah.
I got a tent that's going to work out. I love that.
Limits.
Absent limits. You know what? We'll worry about the details when we get there. Good for you, Barbara.
Right.
From Bellevue.
Also, I wanted to let you know I used to be a chef on a charter yacht many, many years ago, and so I do have cooking skills.
Awesome.
They will probably be put to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to sign up, figure out how to sign up on the new site that you've created, and we'll go from there. But I don't want to keep you, but I just wanted to I'm too excited. This is just, my heart's beating fast.
Oh, Barbara.
Are you in the chat room, Barbara?
No, I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm a little techie slow here.
Call into the shows, or do you go to Blog Talk to listen to the shows normally?
Either call or I go online. Yeah, into Blog Talk Radio.
Well, when
either or, but I would love
to
figure out how to get into the blog so I can see what's going on.
She said you guys are talking about two different things.
The chat room.
Someone's talking about the blog. Oh, the chat room. There you go. Okay.
Well,
yeah, I haven't had to do the chat room.
When you're at Blog Talk, underneath, you just scroll down the page. Underneath the player, the chat room should pop up for you, and you can just log in, and you'll be able to participate in that. If you go to the 5dmedianetwork.com website, you'll see across the top on the menu button, there's an Opal Tour link. If you go to Opal Calling, that's where there's a form that you can fill in to let us know what your intentions are, how you can volunteer.
Okay, so I have to log in first then, right?
No,
and then
no. Not at the website. You don't. Not at the 5D Media Network website. You don't.
Oh. Okay.
So we're talking about two different things here. The chat room that's at Blog Talk while the show's on, and then the 5D website where you can do a couple of things. You can find out all the information you need to on the tour and fill in a form, as well as we've got a forum in there now. You can sign up for that.
Yeah, I tried to do that, and I was actually, I put my, I said hello in there, tried to say hello who I was, and then I clicked it on and it wouldn't go. It wouldn't go in. So I thought I'll go back another day and do it.
I had that same thing happen to me, Lisa.
Yeah, it didn't work. So anyway, I'll try again.
I think what you need to do is make sure when you think you're logged in, but just go up and have a look and make sure it's your name there, and it doesn't say user or just something random. Make sure it says your name.
I wasn't logged in.
So if it does say that, just log out and log back in again. Make sure
I'll give it another try. I'll spend a little more time with it and give it another try. But I'll be there. I'm going to try to be there. I really am.
No, you're not going to try anything. You're going to be there.
Oh, okay. That's right. I will be there. I will be there.
There is that thing.
Just keeping you on your toes, Barbara.
It'd be so much fun. So much
we can't wait to meet you. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be hoot. Well, I won't keep you guys. I will hook up in the chat later somehow.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for calling, Barbara. We look forward to seeing you in
big blessings to you all.
To you too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
All right.
Bye. Oh, Yoda says do or do not. There is no try.
Who's Yoda? Oh, Thomas.
No, Yoda. oh, yeah, sorry, Thomas.
I was like, Thomas is Yoda.
I love Yoda. Yoda's awesome.
Let's hear your Yoda voice, Bob.
I don't think I have a Yoda voice.
I'm
not putting you on the spot at all.
Oh, actually, we do have another announcement to make. From Jorge, who did our amazing graphics. I just need to find it. There is a group in Norway who are going to also do an Opal tour under the Opal banner. And they are looking to purchase an RV. So if you're in Norway and you have an RV you want to sell, you know of one, please hook them up. You can send them an email to Cortez, CORTEZ 658 @hotmail.com. And I'll just put that into the chat room as well. Or Roger Larson, which is posted, POSTED, 2010 @live.no. Sorry, I couldn't quite read that. So posted 2010 @live.no. So an Opal tour in Norway. I'm not too sure when they're going to kick off. I haven't got any other details other than that. I guess they need an RV first. So if you have contacts up there, please look them up and help them out. That would be great. What else have we got? I think that was it for announcements. And Laura. Yep. Okay, we'll get one more caller. We've got area code 626.
Well, hello, everybody. You guys
Hello.
are awesome. This is Mark Sandoval.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hi. Hi, Brian.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. I've been kicking this around, just listening to you guys talk about this tour, and I can't tell you how excited I am for you guys. Now, I just want to get clear on something. Is Bob going to be there with you and Lisa on this tour?
That's the plan.
Brian?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm believing for that. That would be awesome. Gosh, Brian, you kind of know my situation a little bit, and I am just dying over the fact that I can't do this as much as I'd even like to get up there to Tehachapi on that property. That sounds like an amazing kickoff for the tour. This guy, I forget his name. But what I would like to do, and I've been kicking this around, what can I do? What can I, I'm so behind you guys on this thing, and I want to do something. So what I'm asking for, and Brian, you can give me details on this later. We can talk later about this, but I would like to be there on your Bon Voyage when you guys take off, the launching, if at all possible, just to come by, meet you guys, give some hugs, help out, pack you up, get you ready to go, do whatever I can to assist in getting you guys up and off the ground and rolling up the north.
Wait, why can't you go to Tehachapi? It's on the weekend. Do you work? I'm going to look at that. That's the weekend of October 31st, correct? No, it's the weekend of the 25th to the 27th.
So it's before.
The 25th is the Friday, so it's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 25, 26, 27.
Yeah.
What's the limit here for you? Come on, we're absent limits here. What's going on?
Well, I'm single parent. I have my 2 little girls and my responsibilities with my job, as much as I hate to admit that. And I just can't.
And you live near Brian?
Work.
Do you live near Brian?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he lives right by me.
And do you normally work on weekends?
No, I don't work on the weekends. And if there's any way possible I can be there on the 25th, which is a Saturday, I believe, that's done. I will do that. I mean, it might be last minute. I might just say, what the heck? I'm just going to jump in my truck and go. I just might do that because I know exactly where Tehachapi is.
And you can bring your girls.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be. I know they said there was a lot of stuff for kids up there too.
And they'll have, aunts and uncles coming out of their proverbials to look after them.
Well, the amazing thing has developed in my life the last couple of weeks. My ex-wife has actually returned.
Oh, yeah?
She's very awkward. It's a very awkward situation, but she could not handle where she was living. She couldn't afford it anymore, and her job hours were cutting back, and she just couldn't afford the apartment she had. And so I, out of the goodness of my heart, couldn't allow her to endure any more stress than she already has. I went ahead and packed her up and brought her out, and she is now living with us in our humble living.
Oh, so awesome!
And
so you have somebody that can watch the girls while you're up in Tehachapi for the weekend.
I do. Exactly.
Well, there we look at how fast we can work this stuff out. This is teamwork. I just hooked you in. Now, see, everyone, take notes if you're on the fence teetering. Okay, nothing a little teamwork can't do to solve some problems here. Quick, we just worked that out in 5 minutes. Oh God, I can't wait to see you in Tehachapi, my man. It's gonna be so fun and awesome. Yes.
Oh God, you're not even gonna let me say no, aren't you?
Nope.
So you don't work weekends, and you've got someone to look after the kids. I'm still not seeing a problem here.
No, we're good. He just committed. Mark's good. He's
Well, when are you guys gonna drop?
I
can't wait to meet you,
Bob and Lisa are gonna be there. It's not after that weekend.
Okay.
So around the 28th, or we're not really sure. We haven't really worked that out just yet. But either way, we're looking forward to seeing you in Tehachapi. That's gonna be awesome. That's what I'm focusing on right now. So cool, man.
Right.
Really cool.
So good. So let it be said. So let it be done.
There you go. And you've met me. You should meet Bob and Lisa. Lisa's pretty cool. Bob's awesome though. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're awesome too.
Well, my biggest thing right now with Bob is I want to get hugged from him because told me that Bob has the greatest hugs in the world. And
Bob's a hugger.
Yeah, find out.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, watch out, Bob.
Good.
So am I. So okay, very cool.
Challenge is on.
Yeah, that's right. And then to see you, Lisa, I'm so excited. I really believe you guys are going to be there, and I'm going to do everything I can to be there in Tehachapi as well. And I will talk, Brian, with you later, very soon, and we'll go from there.
Mark.
Okay. Yeah.
Mark?
Yeah. Yes.
I have no idea how I'm getting there from Australia right now. So if I can just set the intent to get there from here and just trust that if it's meant to be, it's going to happen, then you can do it from the same state.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm going to pinch on this one, and I'm going to do something. Your website's still up, and you have your PayPal in there for donations? Is that still
you could. Oh, absolutely. And so it's up on the tour page.
On the tour page. Okay. All right. Very good. I'm going to commit to everything I possibly can for you on that.
Well, no, Mark, make sure you commit to getting yourself there.
Yes.
Most importantly. Okay.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong on this thing, but I think Lisa's more important than I am in this.
No.
You're wrong.
Lisa would never stand for that.
No, she won't. She won't have it.
She deserves so much, and I want to do something to this. I want to put not just my energy, but my love and what I can to this whole effort that you guys are doing, and I'm just so excited about what you're doing here, and I'm amazed at how things have transpired in just the last couple of weeks in acquiring the RVs and just the amazing story that you told last night. That was the first time I got to hear it when I said, listen to this, Brian. It's amazing. It's amazing, man. This stuff is real. It's working. I love it. I've always stood behind it all the way. I've had my ups and downs through this whole thing, and in spite of it all, I'm not going to allow anything to keep me from being who I am and happy as I can be. And
there you go,
thank
my
you
man.
guys for that. You're a great inspiration to me, and keep it up, man. Can't wait to see you guys and meet you guys. And, it's on. Let's do this.
Ditto,
all right?
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm out. You
Thanks,
guys
Mark.
take the next call. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.
We love you too, man.
Thank you.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
We have area code 336.
Come on down.
Come on down. Area code 336. Okay, we can come back to you. Okay,
Lisa.
area code. Oh,
Hello?
yes.
That's Randy.
Oh, is that Randy?
It's me.
Randy, how you doing, darling?
Hey, guys.
It's me.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Bob. Hey, Brian. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Randy.
Listen, guys, I'm here at the lake house where we're going to have the next meetup, and Jenny says this is a continuation of the Randy meetup in Asheboro, and the energy is already to a point where it's just palpable, and I think everybody wants to say hello. We had an awesome dinner tonight. We're sharing some plans about what we're planning on doing. We want everybody to be here, so everybody say hello.
Hello.
Who have you got there?
We've got Wes and Jenny, Sheila, Chase, and Charlene. And Randy. And Milo.
Well, hi, everybody. I feel the energy coming through the phone.
Wow, that's awesome.
I love when there's a room full of people and everybody is on speaker because I'm like trying to make out the voices. Hey, all you awesome crazy cats back there in the background. At the what's the name of the lake out there, North Carolina?
It's called Lake Norman.
Lake Norman.
And I've
Lake
named
Norman?
this house that everybody, the house that we're all going to meet at, I've named it the Healing House because I tell you, it's got some kind of energy to it. This place is humongous, and it's all glass. I mean, it's just awesome. Anybody that wants to be here needs to come. It's going to be a lot
We'll
of
put a call out now.
people
What's the details again?
What's the date?
The date? Yep.
October 19th and 20th,
At Lake Norman.
North Carolina.
And who should they get if they want to come?
They should get in touch with Jenny Pippin. Hang on. Jenny? Yeah. Tell them how to get in touch with you.
Yeah, tell them what's putting in this box. Okay. Okay. You can get in touch with me through my email, Jenny, Jenny, @PippinHomeDesigns with an S.com. That's PippinHomeDesigns.com. And we look forward to seeing everybody that, got the time to come and share a fabulous weekend with us.
Awesome. I want to come.
Thank you. I heard you designed this house. Is that right?
Yeah, hang on. You designed the house.
Oh. Yeah, yes, I did. I designed the house. Anybody put the links in there? Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right.
Okay, the email address has been put into the chat room. And
Hi, Lisa.
apparently you've got people booked in the hotels as well in the area, so fabulous.
Yeah, there is. There's a hotel and a couple of campgrounds really close by, within 1 to 2 miles of the lake house. And this lake house was actually built in 1968, and I renovated it when I bought it in '99. And then Wes and I had a discussion of needing a new roof in 2006. So we took off the roof and we built a whole extra house on top of the existing house. And you can see that on my website, PippinHomeDesigns.com, and look at Project Live Green, and you can see the house.
Oh, I think I have seen that house. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah. Yeah,
Beautiful.
It's very cool and very
Nice
green.
job.
We had it certified green. And
Okay.
so we have put solar panels and bamboo floors and, low and no VOC paints and Energy Star, everything, and it's a really cool place. So we look forward to showing it to anybody who wants to come and share the weekend with us.
That's
awesome.
just beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to share it with you.
Well, you guys have a great afternoon or evening, whatever time it is over there for you.
Thank you.
And have an amazing weekend when you get together. I'm sure you will.
So wait, they're at the house right now, but the gathering isn't for a while?
Yes.
Yeah, they're having a planning meeting, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's why the energy's so strong.
Oh, I just thought that was because you were there, Randy. Hey, Randy, you get my Skype that Imagine post that I put was inspired by your rock and your guys' stories. Did you see that Skype I sent you? Oh, he doesn't hear me anymore.
Yep, lost him. That's okay.
It's okay.
Okay, we've still got a couple more. I'd like to try and get a meditation in too if we can, but we've got area code 401.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, this is Tess,
Hello.
and I'm calling from the East Coast, Rhode Island.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I just want to let you know that I love you all, and this is my first time to call.
Another first time to call.
Yay! Yay! I finally called, and well, one of the things that I like to suggest is that if everyone meets together, that if they can exchange their information about their professions or anything that they can sort of trade or barter, would that be a good idea?
Oh, yeah.
For when we're on the road or in general?
Or, yeah, on the road or when people start meeting each other. They could, like I'm an artist, and I can barter my work for anyone who, in exchange to other services.
We've got the forum, which it might be a great place for that. Start a discussion, start an area in the forum on the website where people who want to start doing value exchange in that way.
Yeah.
Energy exchange in that way could do so.
Mhm. I thought that would be a good idea. And I'd like to also, Brian, I had sent you an email to your, I think it's a blog post or something, and I did an illustration of you in Sir Lancelot, a caricature, because Lisa, you were asking for that 2 weeks ago, so I started doing it and I sent it to Brian, but I don't know if he got it.
Oh,
I forwarded it to him.
I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah.
How long ago was that, Lisa?
About
a week ago.
Was it really? Oh man, have I not seen that? Can you send it to me again?
Yeah, I'll send it to you again.
I get a lot of emails. Well, thank you for the gesture. I'm sure it's hilarious. Am I wearing tights and armor?
Yes.
And armor. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
I hope it looks like you when you see it.
Well, hopefully,
maybe
it will inspire my Halloween costume this year.
Okay. Does it have to be? Are you wearing? Does it have to be like a purple tights or something? Because I did a red tights on that one. But,
purple tights, red tights. I think it's all good. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. If you didn't receive it, I'll send it again.
Oh, that would be awesome. And thank you for joining the first-time caller club and letting your voice be heard. We're so glad you did.
Well, thank you. And thank you for doing the things that you do, all of you.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure.
Well, goodbye.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tess.
Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Talk to you soon, love.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I did see that. It was quite cute, that cartoon. Okay, we have area code 805.
Hey, how's it going, Lisa?
Is that Mitch?
Oh, it's Mitch.
Yeah.
Hey, darling.
Yes.
How are you?
Hey, what's up, girl? I'm doing good.
Can I tell you, you have to join us on tour because I have had so many people say to me, is Mitch coming?
Oh, yeah?
Everybody wants to meet you.
I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it.
You're going to make it. Tehachapi is not that far from you.
Awesome.
No, and I wrote you guys something. I was going to call you tomorrow, Brian, but I'm going to be busy tomorrow. So I wrote you guys.
Don't you dare waste it. I'm just kidding. You can read it.
I've got to shoot this one early. So anyways, it's about Opal, basically. So here it goes. I'm only going to do this once. Eyeball to eyeball, heart to heart. Here we go. So it goes, hear ye, hear ye. The One People Absent Limit Tour is now in session. The first thing we need to do, and be, is go over the rules. I, Mitch, Scooby-Doo Seleni, a.k.a. MC M80, blowing up shit like every day. I got hella ladies, do solemnly swear I took a precise telepathic voting poll of the entire universe, and the results are unanimous. The first and most important and only rule is that there are no rules. You don't need your mommy. You don't need your dada. You don't need Big Brother anymore, do you? If we wanted rules, we would be crazy. Chinese people would probably call us crazy, because rules are specifically reserved for the fools. Do unto others and all that kumbaya, all that crap. And if you step on someone's toes and ruffle their feathers, well, you might just get bitch slapped. Be cool, fool. Be like Elvis. So where were we? Okay, no rules. And that's when someone might walk up and kick you in your metaphorical balls. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. Oh, metaphorical balls. That's so cliche and so 2007. But you have an imagination. Use it. What about kickstarting someone's heart? What about kicking back and rapping out with some beautiful friends? Beautiful friends. What about kicking the addiction of judgment, letting peace, harmony, bliss, and compassion being the means to the ends? Let's have cake and ice cream for every dinner for years and years to come. Dismantle the mansions and houses. Build geodesic goddess domes and psychedelic yurts. After dinner for a treat, organic broccoli, carrots, kale. Well, that might be a stupid idea. Just thought eating a few fresh vegetables really couldn't hurt. I don't know. We could have a peanut butter eating contest. The winner will get a brown cardboard sign that says, I have huge nuts. Or maybe a funked-up James Brown dance-along, sing-a-thon, shaking and shaking our butts until we have big sore butts. The sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. The ground is the safety net. One laugh, one cry, one mind, one circus of the universe where winners are winners and losers are winners. It could be the last. It could be the first. It could be the best. And who knows? It could be the worst. Or we could just abandon polarititis. You could call it polarity consciousness. I made this up. Polarititis. With no one to disagree with no one to gossip about, no one to condemn, there's no one left to fight us when you don't have polarititis. A perfect segue for a game of script tic-tac-toe. We'll eliminate the pesky X's, and we'll only have the O's, just O's. Become renunciants. We'll become renunciants of the collective transgressions. Throw away all the wrongs and rights into huge bonfire, a raging bonfire. And what pulls humanity into the mental depths of hell will be a springboard to heaven, upward spiral, rising higher and higher. Did I mention and higher? So I've got to make a confession. My psychologist says I suffered from a rare disease called unus personis absentient limititis. I'll say that once more. Unus personis absentient limititis is what I suffered from, past tense. And although I'm cured, I've been chronically inflicted since the age of 3 or 4. Yes, 3 or 4. So this is a permission slip signed by my therapist, Dr. Mallard Quack, stating that I am free to go on the One People Absent Limit Tour. Now I just got to get my wife to sign it, and I'll be there. So that's it.
Oh my God! I love how Mitch always puts the exclamation point at the end of his run. Nice, buddy.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's
Thank
going to be
you.
out of the show again and play.
Dude, you are absolute crazy madness, insane, man. I don't even know what to do with you, Mitch. What can I say?
I know. You know what? You know the awesome realization. I've just been having these awesome realizations. And what I realized, and it's kind of strange how sometimes you'll know something and it's knowledge, and then it becomes wisdom. But last week I was like, I don't know what I was doing. I was giving Bob a compliment last week on the show, on when he called up on your show, on the Enjoy show. And I just realized, I truly realized that obviously I know Bob's awesome because that's in me too. And then also on the conversely, when I see somebody that's a jerk, it's because it's in me as well. And it's strange how like polarity conscious like that, it can really, it could be liberating as well. You know what I mean? These judgments of, you know that I'm crazy, Brian, because it's in yourself, obviously. You know,
dude. You know, I've never denied my crazy insanity, man. So that's our bond, bro. What can I say?
Yeah, man.
Sure. Oh, and it's gonna be wild hanging out in Tehachapi, man. Tehachapi. All right.
Yeah.
Do it.
Definitely.
Mitch, are we friends on Facebook? Are you on Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook, man. I had a bad experience, just to make a long story short, and I took my stuff off of there. You know,
gotcha. Not the first time I've heard that story. It's all good.
Yeah, I just went through some crazy stuff on there, but I don't know, it's strange how sometimes I'll like think, oh, whatever, oh, that's bad or that's good. But it seems like, some stuff, like computer technology, it's like, even though it's like fucking hypnotic, it could really be used to spread great information. It's like, even though it's like maybe ran by the NSA or whoever it's ran by, it's like, fuck, if we're sharing good information, stuff that's helping lift everybody up, then we can totally transmute this dark thing into something light.
Hear, brother. Hear, man.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we won't need Facebook to do it. Amen, man. Amen.
No.
Hallelujah.
Pretty soon we'll just be doing telepathic Facebook. It'll be awesome. It's like, dude, did you get my tweet? It's like, yeah, dude, I did. I was in the bathroom.
Mitch, you're awesome, dude. Keep rocking it.
Right on. You guys are awesome, too. You guys are awesome, too. I hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, you too, man. You too. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, cool.
Mitch,
I'll give you
will
guys
you be
a
coming
holler.
by yourself, or will you be bringing friends?
I'll probably round up some friends and bring them up there.
I can't wait to chill with you, Mitch.
Yeah, dude. I have a present for you, Bob. You're gonna fucking dig it, dude. I'm in Humboldt County right now. Oh my God!
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I fell and I can't get down. So.
Dude,
awesome, you guys. All right, well, I'll talk to you before then, you guys. You have a good night.
All right, Mitch. You too.
You too, darling.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Later, man.
Bob, I think you are going to find yourself with so many gifts along the way that you are not going to want for anything.
He's already given me one. And if you hadn't heard the Indian show last week,
Oh gosh, so awesome!
It was amazing.
What happened?
You gotta go listen. I wouldn't do it justice if I tried.
Mitch did one of his ditties, and it was just through the roof.
Oh, I know the one. Yes, I did hear. Yes.
Honestly, we should chop that and turn it into a soundbite and play it on other shows. When somebody said we got to put that on the tour CD, I concur.
Yes, that's the next project to get up and running. Actually, now the website's done, we can start working on the music side of things. Wow. Well, we've gotten through all our callers, so if anybody else wants to put their hand up, now's the time to do it because we're down into our last 9 minutes. But we did want to do a brief meditation on being absent limits and on really feeding the energy into this tour. So, Bob, how ready do you feel to go ahead with that?
I wasn't thinking about it at all, so to
Perfect.
keep it perfect, yes. So, yeah, we can start it.
Okay. Would you like to pick some music as a background?
Wait, hold on, let me pull it up.
Do you want, before we go to that, do you have any other announcements to make? O'Brien?
Tune into the Enjoy Show tomorrow. We are going to have the Montana meetup crew calling in and sharing their stories of love, light, craziness, and all of the mischief that they've been up to on their adventures. And as far as other announcements, no. I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. If everybody finds a comfortable place, sit down, relax in your chair, and just breathe with me. Deep breath in the nose and out of the mouth. And as you focus on your breathing, with each breath you are relaxing. You are releasing all tension and all stress, all limitations and expectations. Move within, deep within your heart, to that place of solitude and silence, the place you retreat to when you are scared. Move deep within the heart, the place where you are secure and safe, warm and well cared for. For this is how it begins. You are entering a period of time in your development that is so beautiful. As the birth of a new child is always a celebration, and such a joyous time it is. But for the child, understand, it is not an easy thing. It takes perseverance, and it takes strength. It takes will and intention. And on the mother as well. But you are through most of the pain now. Although many of you still feel the remnants of it, for the most part, it is done. As you tune in this way, this is how you reach absent limits. For you do not do it alone. It is together that you have your power. And it is together that you feel one another's pain. It is together that you will celebrate in the very near future. every thought that you have and every belief that you hold is truth. It is why it has been so hard on this world for you to define truth, for there are so many. But now you are agreeing upon one. And it is in this agreement that it has been sealed in time and space. You have agreed that you will be absent limit. And the joy that expounds from that through the universe cannot be measured. You are waiting for the time when it is finally done. And in this moment, it is done. When you focus your attention together in this way, with absolute confidence, what you would call faith, it needs no logic, needs no reason. So it is. That is your absolute tool. It is the only one you have. As you venture, you will learn to use it. As you are learning to use it now. For this is the voice of all of you. All of you together. And you feel it sometimes overwhelming. Your own beauty in each other. In each other's stories. Sad though they may be. As you venture forward into the future, remember this time. Enjoy this time. It is a celebration and a birth. So it is.
Thank you, Bob. You okay?
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That was a little bit much.
You struck your own chord, buddy.
We feel you. We only have a few seconds to go, guys. Thank you all so very, very much for all of the support, your participation, your love, your energy, everything that you're giving freely to each other, to us, to the One People. And I so look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Thank you for another amazing day. Another couple of hours of perfection. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, everyone. Namaste. Much love. Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome. Much love to you all.
Good night, everybody.